Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation in Studio B, your day-to-day Cougar Sports play-by-play. Jarom Jordan alongside Dave McCann. Our first guest of the day is the newest assistant coach of the Kevin Young regime, the pride of Bloomington, Illinois, and Arizona State alum. He is Brandon Dunson. Brandon, welcome to the program, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Excited to be on.
Okay, lots going on with Cougar Hoops right now, but let's start at the very beginning. What was it about BYU that enticed you to want to be an assistant here and Kevin Young's first hire?
I've said this a few times. I was actually finalizing another job later that week. Kevin got the job on Tuesday, gave me a call. It was actually our first time ever talking. We had a lot of mutual friends, people we worked with that we both respected, that was kind of our connection. So sat down, met with him, and just loved everything he was about, loved how he approached this entire situation, his mentality coming in from the NBA, but the respect that he had for the college level, and then knowing that he wanted to do things the right way. He's value-oriented, and we just really, really clicked. Obviously, BYU has been a successful program. Great fan support, and it's a values-driven university, and so that all kind of just lined up for me, so it ended up working out.
So what was his pitch to you? Hey, we want to go do this, this, and this, and go here. What got you to go, yeah, I want to be on board with that?
Well, a big thing was that he talked about trying to win championships and at the same time develop pros, but do it the right way. Not just be win at all costs, like build it the right way. And then he talked about me and him partnering and me helping him adjust to the college landscape, not just the college basketball on court, but the recruiting piece of it, the administrative piece of it, and helping him learn those things. So I thought it was an exciting challenge, and honestly, the opportunity to learn from him. I mean, the top assistant in the NBA, you're not going to get much more of a better teacher of the game. So that was a big piece. And talking basketball with him, I pride myself in knowing all the latest things going on and knowing the ins and outs and details of the game. And he made me feel like I didn't know too much after talking to him. So I'm like, this is a big time.
In a friendly, good way, hopefully, I would imagine.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Was there a mutual contact? Was there a connection there, or was it out of the blue?
It was honestly out of the blue. I mean, we had, like I said, we had people that we both knew and respected. And so we both did some checks and balances, and it checked out. But it was really out of the blue. Like I said, I was finalizing a deal with another university out east. And yeah, it just happened, and it felt right.
We started the segment with a soundbite from Coach Young talking about needing to get boots on the ground. You are the boots on the ground. When it comes to the rest of the staff, where is the process at? Do you have guys hired already, just not announced, or are the two of you still putting it together?
No one is currently hired yet, but I think we have a good idea. We're finalizing some things. I think we have a good group of guys that we're kind of selecting from or offering jobs. And I think we have a good feel for some of those guys who would accept. And so I think we're going to put a good staff together, both mix of college, pro. So I think it's going to be really good.
Meanwhile, you're trying to finish the staff. You're trying to get this year's team. You've offered guys for next year already. What's it like right now as you try and pull all this together?
It's hectic for sure, especially with Kevin doing double duty. But I can tell you, I mean, I don't know if there's a guy who could have done a better job with it. I mean, he probably got 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and it sounds like coach talk, but it's reality. I mean, we were on the phone at midnight, 1 a.m. many nights, talking through this stuff. So, I mean, he's been as invested as he could as he could possibly be with everything going on. So, no, it's definitely been hectic, but hoping that this week we can start everyone, me and him getting into the office and then getting the staff together and being able to continue to be more and more organized with things now that things are slowing down a little bit from from the Sun's standpoint.
You got to hurry and get here because you're the first assistant hired, so you get the best office among the assistants, right? That's a big deal.
No doubt.
After you took the job, then you go and look at the roster and see what hand that you've been dealt. And the big news in Cougar Nation, of course, the last week was Richie Saunders coming back, Dallin Hall coming back, both out of the transfer portal. Then Brody Kozlowski, a local four-star kid, signs with BYU. How important were those three pieces in your first steps into this job?
Really important. I give Coach all the credit for Dallin and Richie. I always tell people there's a lot of things that you juggle all the time as a coach, especially as a head coach. But there's one resource that's most important, and I don't think anyone has mastered it in coaching history, but that is time. And Coach Young said the first thing he wanted to do was get those guys back. So he spent all of his time trying to do that and invested all of it there. And I think that they noticed that. And he had a plan for them. And so I think that was really, really important as anything to this roster. Brody Kozlowski, he's a guy that I recruited when I was at Stanford as well. When we got the job, I told Coach the first guy we need to go after is this guy right here. And he watched film and he said, "You're completely right. Let's get him." So that was a huge priority. So it was great to be able to get him done as well.
Yeah, he's big time, man. And his mom's an analyst with us, has been for a long time. So we're particularly excited about the mother-son dynamic there, which will be really fun and unique. In terms of the other scholarships available, somewhere around 4, something like that, what are you guys looking for specifically among those positions?
I think we've got a good core of tough, high IQ guys. Obviously, they're experienced. They play extremely hard. That's one of the biggest things about this group. But I think what we need to add is some athleticism, get a little bit more dynamic, a rim rolling 5, an athletic guard that can kind of create off the bounce. We need to get someone 6'6", 6'7" range that can defend some of the best athletes, perimeter athletes in the Big 12. So I think those are the areas we're looking at most right now, and trying to fill just the added pieces to our team, because I think we do have a great core. Obviously, they had a lot of success last year. So we just want to add to that and enhance that with things that we may not have a lot of.
Do you move forward assuming that Jackson Robinson is gone and not coming back, and that is a 6'7" type body and a position you've got to replace, or do you kind of just hold out a spot for him just in case?
Well, if Jackson wants to be here, we're gonna have a spot for him. So, but right now we want to support him as best as we can for his journey to the NBA and working through his draft process. So that's where we're allowing him to focus on that right now. But if he does come back to college, we'll put everything we can into bringing him here. And I think there's a good sell with that, with Coach's background. And if you want to be an NBA player, why not play for a guy who's been there the last 8 years and who has contacts to every team in the entire league? And so I think we have a good sell for him. But right now, we just want to support him as best as possible throughout this journey, through this draft process.
Jax, come on back. We'll get you in the first round, dog. Let's go. That's the sell. Let's go. In terms of how BYU is being received in the transfer portal and among recruits as you go out there, obviously you're a new staff and it's new to BYU, but after that first year in the Big 12 and the success BYU had, and obviously Kevin's experience in the NBA, how are people receiving BYU right now on the recruiting trail?
It's been really good. I think they have seen the success. The Big 12 obviously makes a huge difference. And obviously what they did, 5th place that in a 6 seed in a tournament, that's huge, as well as Kevin's background and what he's been able to do and where he's been. I think that's all huge. The one thing about BYU, and this attracted me as well, it's similar to Stanford. They're different, but it's similar in the fact that you've got to get the right type of guys in here. Not everybody fits, and a lot of people see that as a not a good thing. I see it as a great thing, because you know you're going to get high quality individuals here. And guys that you can retain as well, because if you're coming to BYU, you're coming for more than just basketball. And to me, that is an attractive thing. You know, you're going to have guys who will fit into your culture, who will fit with other guys here, and are about more than just basketball. Now, we still want to get them to the highest level and win at the highest level, but you can do it with high quality, high character people.
Let's finish with this one and a follow-up on that. The ESPN reporting that there's 2,000 kids in the transfer portal today, and you're looking for about 3 or 4 of them. When can Cougar Nation start to expect to see BYU signing the guys that are currently on your hit list? They see everybody getting guys here and there, and there are so many. When do you feel like the BYU's in a position to say, this guy's in, this guy's in, this guy's in?
I think within the next few weeks here, that'll be the case. We're being very selective. I think, one, because we have a good roster coming back, and Coach Young, I think everyone will see this. He is very, very intentional about not just the roster dynamic as far as the skill sets and those type things, but personalities and things like that as well. So we're trying to figure that out. I mean, he's been in the G League where sometimes he'll have 40 players throughout a year on a roster. And he wants to make sure that when we do this, we have the right complementary personalities as well as the right complementary players. And I think it's the same thing for staff, which is why it's taken a little bit of time because he's very, very detailed with that part of it. So, but I think in the next few weeks here, we'll be able to see some stuff happen, hopefully sooner than later.
You've seen your former school, Arizona State, in the Pac-12, of course, but now in the Big 12. What are you looking forward to the most with BYU and Arizona State this year?
It's always fun going to Desert Financial Arena, so I don't know that I've lost a game there in the last couple years.
Let's go.
Hopefully keep that streak up.
Good while you were there, and then good against the Sun Devils. Brandon, we appreciate the time. Best of luck in getting the Provo and recruiting and putting the staff together. You're a busy man. We appreciate the time.
No, perfect. I appreciate it. I'm super excited about it.